Maybe don't let it go at that, but there are a lot of...
CP squared has 51 minus degrees of freedom, making...
On the way home, I got hungry, and I ate it. We're Americans, and we only like competition, okay? I'm eating, and I'm reading a book, and this waitress comes up.
Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, commentators, experts, and/or hosts. They do not explicitly or necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by this channel or broadcaster. The broadcaster or its channel cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during this program.
It's just like Killer Got 4, but she's got Hema instead of fry cook balls. I need you, Action Bastard. Action Bastard, I need you. Action Bastard, I need you. Why am I wasting time dancing?
You want to know why? Because the world is fucking flat, dog. And everything that you see up there, as far as like planets or stars, yeah, guess what, dude? It's fucking fake. It's just lights up there. The government put those lights up there so you dummies could just act like there's something up there.
Wait a second, are you a flat earther?
Call a crackhead.
You're stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're stupid. Oh, crap. I didn't realize I did that. That's okay. We can move that later. All right, folks, let's just go ahead and get into this. Let's bring in our guest, and our co-host is sleeping because he is exhausted. So if there's anybody who wants to join us on the panel, go to the Dismal Chords and hit the link and stuff and things. Let's bring in everybody's favorite. And that is our doggo. How are you doing, doggo?
Good, mate. I'm very good.
Good. I'm glad to hear.
Yeah, it's been a good day, actually. A bit hectic in the morning, 3 o'clock this morning. Commander will verify that. Had to get them to the airport. But all went well in the end.
Awesome.
And they got this stuff out of the car pretty quick because there was a guy heading for me. Because when you drop people off now, you have to pay to drop people off at the airport.
What?
Yeah.
That's fucking
£5 at Heathrow. Well, fuck that. So I'm heading over. I just drove off quick. Commander didn't think I was saying, like, see you later.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. I would try to bolt out of there before paying for sure.
Fucking right, yeah. £5 just to pull up and drop a person off. £5.
Jesus, that's crazy. Yep, of course. All right, let's say hello to the side of my chats right quick, and then we will get into the meat and potatoes of this. Before we get into that, I'm going to say trigger warning. I'm going to say trigger warning. I'm going to say trigger warning. Literally, we're going to say trigger warning most of this thing because, like, a lot of the stuff we're going to be going over today is going to be very upsetting for a lot of us. If you want to take the day off and go do other things and not get upset, please do that. But these are things that I was like, we have to keep going over these things. We have to keep calling these people out. You have to keep showing about how evil and horrible these people are. Otherwise, it's just going to keep propagating. And I know my dumbass doesn't reach anybody, but if I don't talk about this, then
this stuff is going to get worse over the next, from January. It's just going to be 4 years of absolute nonsense and bullshit.
Yeah, and we're going to go over Project 2025 again and again and again. But anyways, hello, Delicious Danish.
Shut up, demon.
Hey,
hi, Linda.
Alderman.
Hey, Ollie.
Stop the stupidity.
Stop the stupidity.
We got Jojo.
Hey, Jojo.
Yeah, so definitely, totally, we understand, but I cannot not go over these things. I really don't want to anymore. I thought maybe we could get past this, but goddamn, we're fucking here. Hey, Demon Orb.
Hey, Dobsy.
And we have a Commander.
Commander. Miss you.
And we have a Victoria.
Hey, Vicky.
I was just checking the side chat and actually trying to read it a little bit. I may be a little tipsy because, like...
So, MAGA morons, yeah? Have you actually found some?
In real...
Down that fucking well.
In real life or on for what we're talking about today? No, literally half the people that I sit at the bar, they are fucking Trumpanites. Like this state, even though it's blue, like I live in a small town, college town, almost everybody voted for fucking Trump around me. It's insane. Luckily, I'm slowly reiterating certain things to certain people in a sly way that are getting them to realize how they may have beeped themselves. Let's just put it that way. But let's go ahead and crack on. And I found a shit ton of stuff about, remember how MAGA said that they had nothing to do with Project 2025 and that they also didn't know about getting rid of abortion and controlling. Anyways, this Nick Fuentes,
this little prick. It's just that statement he made. Women, fuck off. Yeah, we men won. It's just this one.
Yes.
He's such a dirty little cunt.
Yes. So we're gonna go over this and other things that he has said. Remember, this guy is an incel. He is a virgin.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about what happened to him just recently, which I honestly hate when people do this certain thing, but I believe that there are certain people that kind of deserve it. Like, I hate, but we'll talk about it when we get into it. After this,
looks like he's wearing a school uniform.
No, he looks like a schoolboy. He is a schoolboy.
He looks like he's wearing a school uniform. He's about to go to school.
His brain is not left fifth grade or being a 16-year-old. He's still stuck in a 16-year-old brain and body, obviously, because you don't wear a goddamn suit as a man that does this. He has enough money to not have his fucking collars showing that much on his thing. And if you don't know what and he's never going to watch this, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, Nick Fuentes, that's the problem with you dumbass. So here, a trigger warning once again. Here we go.
Let's not forget that on January 6, 2021, his supporters, including myself, stormed the Capitol. For legal purposes, I'll say I'd never entered the building, which...
So that means he did. Just luckily for him, he was not put on camera, allegedly.
I didn't. But rhetorically speaking, okay, his supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol.
A government building that a lot of the places that they went into, which I've say this again and again, and I can't believe I'm saying it again, were not public places in that building. If they would have, if they were
against Trump here, when Trump said, "Oh, it was a festival of love and it was all peaceful," isn't he? When he's saying they stormed the Capitol, I didn't go in the building. Isn't he just saying they were violent people that stormed a building, a government building?
Sure. Let's just say really quick, hypothetically, for no reason at all, or just for this scenario, they had not put up barricades, right? And let's say they did enter the government building in public spaces. That would have been a peaceful protest, and I would have been totally fine with it. But because there were barricades, they beat cops, they went in, and then they went into offices and rooms and places in it. Yeah, and they put their feet on Nancy Pelosi's desk or whatever. That dude shit in the fucking a conference room or someplace. They stole food. They took all kinds of things. The lecturer's desk or whatever that fuck that's called. They did actual thingy-mabobbers, and just listen to what he says next, because he's so small-brained that he doesn't understand like why he should not be saying this.
In order to stop the transfer of power from the Democrats to the Republicans, just like the media said he won't admit that he will concede defeat. They said, when we do the election, he must swear that he will affirm the results, because what if he doesn't give up power? And he almost didn't. He never conceded defeat. He refused to concede.
Yeah, when the military people asked him to please leave with the big guns, that's when he did, and that's the only reason he did, is because I believe at one point in time there were multiple like military service people that were like, wink, wink, and nudge, nudge. You need to leave now, bro, because we're not going to take this. And nobody really talks about that because there's not very much information about it. But from what I've looked into, there was like Navy. I don't know. I don't know who they were that came in and said, bro, you literally need to go. Otherwise, you just disappear. Kind of shite, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
Throughout every
Luckily for us Americans, that happened.
constitutional procedural deadline, he challenged the result everywhere, summoned his supporters, and then at the last deadline, he summoned all of his legions to the capital city, where he gave a speech outside the White House and directed them to protest the result outside the Capitol, where it was being tabulated. And
okay, so that's, I mean, we get the gist of that, right? The next thing I want to go over is what he said next, and then we'll get over the text messages that were being sent all around to certain people, and then we'll get into, we'll see, but let's get into what MAGA told us. That's why we're doing this.
Trumpers.
MAGA told us.
MAGA. They celebrate victory.
So I'm just going to get into this, and I'm just going to read it. We lied to you, beep, idiots. Matt Walsh said, now that the election is over, I think we can finally say that, yeah, actually, Project 2025 is the agenda.
Of course it is.
Yeah, no, and we all knew this. So let's get to what Nick Fuentes said. Your body, my choice, forever. Even though he's never had sex in his entire life. To the black men in Georgia that voted for Trump, next time a cop has their knee on y'all's neck, please leave us black women out of it. What the is going on anymore? Like, what are we talking about? Like, I'm so
it's going to be a bit of nonsense. There's going to be a lot of nonsense over there while it sorts itself out, but it will sort itself out.
No, obviously there is an ebb and flow that should happen eventually, but I am just so confuzzled right now. Hey, Tubian.
See,
yeah, that's exactly. Give me 1 second, dog, right quick. Yes, Tubian, you're correct. The military and a handful of police chiefs are saying we're not going to go with what you say. California said we're still not going to do the migrant thing. If somebody gets charged for a crime, we're not going to come, or if we get pulled over, we're not going to 100% check if they're a legal citizen, because what's going to happen? We have to kick out thousands of people because unfortunately for these idiots, which is fortunate for the Americas, is we need the migrant population to actually be a thing. And back in the 70s to the early 90s, there used to be a seasonal migrant peoples. I don't know how to say it better, and if I said that wrong, I'm sorry, but they used to come over seasonally, right? Would come over for a couple months, do certain jobs, go back to their home country, share the wealth with their family, come back 6 months later, and then, like, what's wrong with that? They're not staying here to yes, now there are like 80% of a bunch of people who have overstayed their visas and stuff, but that's because we have made it harder for them to go back and forth. But anyways, hello, Jasper, and let's crack on with
the fun thing was when Trump declared victory, and made his speech. Straight after that, on Google questions, it just, how do I change my vote, just spiked like 200%. Just regret. Oh, what the fuck? Have we
Yeah,
done?
and what are tariffs? And also
Yeah.
immigration or something. There was 3 things that spiked like a mug that we're most likely going to go over in just a second. But now let's get over this. And trigger warning once again. Hey, Troy, trigger warning once again. But
around the
listen to
country
this.
to various different people, telling them they have been selected to pick cotton. Well, many of these texts eerily specific and even called people by name.
Okay, so what I'm just going to get, and we're just going to basically read the text. So through these different states, these racist text messages that we're talking about right now for this case, because guess what? We're going to talk about 3 different cases of text messages going out to people around the fucking country for different ways. So this is the first. I can't believe
Trump
we're going
ended
over
his
this bullshit.
campaign with
Like,
hatred, and it's just
I don't know what to
continuing.
do anymore. Well, no, and it's emboldened all of the Zeke Kyle races, all the races.
Absolutely.
And what's even weirder is there are foreign people that are over here. I don't.
Well,
Okay.
wait till
There
all
are people
these,
that are over here. There are people that are over here that think that like their family members are not going to be sent back because Trump said we're going to only get rid of the bad ones. But he said all of them are bad. He literally. Anyways, let's crack on. Let's crack on. Let's crack
all
on.
these Latinos for Trump and things like that are now fucking panicking that their family is going to be deported. And when his tariffs and things, all this shit policy changes are going to do, when it starts affecting them, they're all going to think, shit, what the fuck
Well, we're going to go over videos of people who are foreigners or have family members, and they're going, no, they're only going to deport the bad ones. No, literally, they want to deport all. And yes, sure, we have a troll. Yes, awesome. I love when we have a troll. Hey, Joshua. Yes, hello, mentally ill liberals. Totally. Do you know the difference between liberals and a leftist? Let's put that out there first, but let's go ahead and get into the racist text messages that were sent around the country.
Received texts from unknown numbers telling them they've been selected to pick cotton.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off, and then we're going to read this. Greetings, Samuel. You have been selected to pick cotton at the nearest plantation. Be ready at 12 p.m. sharp. And sharp is a racist thing that's embedded in the globalist blah blah. Anyways, we will get into that soon. With your belongings, our executive slaves, which I still don't get that thing other than them saying that there's better slaves than them. But anyways, will come get you in a brown van, and the brown van is also a thing to the brown shirts or whatever. So they're literally coding in. Yeah, they're literally coding in all this Nazi undertone that if you don't know this, like the sharp is a Nazi thing. Brown van or brown shirts. I don't know what the executive slaves 100% is. I'll have to look into that more. But anyways, be prepared to be searched down. And once you enter the plantation, you are in Plantation Group W. So this is just one of them. Go ahead. Can
I just quickly say to Joshua, the troll, when Trump's becoming president in January, remember these words, we told you so.
And Joshua,
it's your fucking life, and it will affect your life.
Yeah, and Joshua, I know you're a troll.
Of course, he's got a biblical name.
Yeah, and we know you're a troll and that you're having fun in your mom's basement or some other thing. You're probably 14 or something. I asked you, what's the difference between a liberal and a lefty? And if you don't know that, then you're fucking doing great in life, dumbass. So anyways, let's read on more.
Like just Fox News and fucking shit. Fox News.
Well, and you just follow the trend that somebody's telling you. You actually don't know what politics actually are, and that's the difference between what we're doing here and you coming in here thinking that you're going to have fun with being a troll. No, we love trolls. Keep pretending to troll us because we'll be here all night long having fun with you. You're the mouse and we're the cat. So anyways, really quick, here's the next one so there was 3 different versions of this that people were getting that I just want to basically go over, and then we'll get into the other ones that have happened to other minorities in the US. So, blank, you have been selected to pick cotton at the nearest plantation. Be ready with your bags packed at 5:55 p.m. And the 5:55 thing is another thing. And it should have been a.m. because, like, why would you? Never mind. And our executive slaves, again, will come pick you up in a brown minivan. Be prepared to be searched down. Once you enter the plantation, you are in plantation group 24. And then 24 is also like other, they're using a bunch of numbers that certain regimes used in different times throughout history. Let's put it that way. Because it's not 100% just in the 1930s. So now let's get into some of the next things that happened. Because this one is the same thing about picking cotton and being on a plantation. Let's see. Tell me how that's an awesome thing there, Joshua, that people are doing this and saying this to people.
Your main guy is compromised. He even lied. He said he phoned Putin not long after he was elected and said, back down, give him the tough talk speech. And Putin said he never received that call. And all Russia have done is posted naked pictures of his wife and all that shit, just making a fucking
they literally on live television in like public Russian television, which is like BBC 3 or whatever, where everybody watches. They literally put up photos of his wife. I don't remember which fucking name she is. Ivanka. I don't remember. But it doesn't matter.
You're talking about a convicted rapist, fraudster, and treasonist and all that shit. Well, he's not convicted of treason yet.
Not yet, but we'll see.
Well, who's run basically to stay out of prison.
Totally.
One fucking shit about you.
But there is certain criminal cases that he might not be able to run from. But we'll talk about that in a minute. But
he can't run from the 34 counts of fraud, which basically got him into the presidency in the first place. He cheated. He cheated in 2016, and the way this went, I'm sure he cheated again. But
something. But anyways, okay. Allegedly, let's crack on. So this is Trump winning has emboldened these assholes to do this. They're out in front of a play of Anne Frank's diary.
And fear at a performance of the Diary of Anne Frank, not because of the disturbing details from her diary, but because of what was happening outside. Nazi flags being held by several people gathered outside of the production. This video shared on social media shows the demonstrators flying the Nazi flag outside the American Legion, where the
and then they were doing the stiff arm, and they also.
And it's a female.
Hey, Hive Science.
Wait until that shit. Wait until Trump's
2025. Wait.
One day. These kids. They call us mentally ill. Fucking hell. It's just some funny shit.
Yeah, all of us, totally. And obviously, Stacey, if you don't know who I am, I'm a tattooed faced sword swallower. Yeah, this is where all of us go to hang out. You're not gonna offend anybody here by saying that shit.
Isn't all these mad Christians? Their big deal is the devil convinced us to do this and convinced that. The devil convinced you to vote for him. A convicted rapist and fraudster and treasonist and all that shit. But yeah, there is a
yeah.
I honestly think they don't care. We focused on Trump and not the fucking idiots that supported him. That was the problem there. The idiots that supported him, they are the total fuckwits on this planet, obviously.
Well, no. I honestly thought America actually was smart, and I forgot how dumb Americans are. And as soon as he won, I was like, "Yep, that's how dumb we are." Literally, that's America. Fucking a bunch of idiots who fucking went for a fucking guy who was like a WWE star, whatever the fuck it is. And they went for a guy who was on a fucking TV show over somebody who could have fucking, somebody has a bunch of multiple accounts. I feel like that's what's going on now. But if not, that's awesome.
Elon Musk as well. He's rooting for a fucking pardon, obviously, but they brought his case forward. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Some case in Pennsylvania, something he's involved with. I'm sure he's rooting for a pardon for all this nonsense because he spent billions on Twitter, which he's just tanked. No one buys his cars anymore. Even in Britain, we see stickers saying, "I bought this car before I knew."
Okay, let's get past. Yeah, and then let's get to Nick Fuentes being this much of a douche, and you'll love this, trolls.
If not, take a look.
The feel when we control your bodies. Hey, we control your bodies. Guess what? Guys win again, okay? Men win again. And yes, we control your bodies. Hi, I'm your Republican congressman.
Do you know that you've never touched a woman's body other than coming out of your mom's vagina? That's the only time he's ever touched a woman. Especially her vagina is coming out of one. And that probably was a C-section with how much of a douche nozzle this little bitch is. And homie, nobody is ever going to let you near their vagina unless you do the R word. And that's the only way you're going to get pussy. And that's the only way that he wants to get pussy because that's why he's so happy. He's like, the only way for me to get laid now is to R somebody. And that's the only way that I feel that we should do things because he said, it is gay to have sex with a woman.
I've got a sneaking suspicion that Nick Fuentes is going to die a horrible death. I think he is going to be beaten to death.
Well, so let's go over this right quick. And hello from the chinchilla. Chinchilla? I don't know. Whatever
Chihuahua.
Desert. And yeah, the Chihuahua Desert. I miss that being in that desert. There was a Boy Scout camp that on the off seasons they would let us put raves on at this Boy Scout camp that was in the mountains desert of Chihuahua. So yeah, I'm very familiar with Chihuahua, but let's go ahead and crack on with this. And please, trolls, don't stop fucking messaging us now. Don't give up. Come on. I like playing with toys. Playing with toys is fun. Okay, so let's crack on.
Get all your mates to come in as well and diss them.
Hi,
tell all your friends to join us.
I'm your Republican congressman. It's your body, my choice. And men, women again. Men win again. There will never, ever be a female president.
Jesus Christ, dude. Seriously. How fucking fucked up is that for y'all to fucking say?
Hurry up, Nick. Your mom's got chicken nuggets in the oven.
And really quick, I want to say this. Do you know what happened to Nick Fuentes? Trolls, listen up. Perk up your ears. He got doxxed. I don't agree with doxing, but he got doxxed, and he's so scared that his mommy told him to come home, and now he's living in her basement. That's how much of a man Nick Fuentes is, you fucking losers. That he is now living in his mom's basement like a little fucking punk-ass bitch.
One of the trolls was, I assume, was a woman, and their name was Stacy.
Yeah.
Well, no, Stacy Keach. Well, that's the only man I know with the name Stacy, anyway. But Stacey is generally a woman's name, and he is literally just disrespected you. Men won again, this and that. You lose because you're a woman. That's Nick Fuentes. I'm just quoting him, by the way.
Totally.
Well, sort of quoting him. So, Stacey, yeah, well done. And we're the fucking idiots.
Yeah, and then just read what's on fucking screen right now. I'm gonna do it this way, even though I did not set this up right. I didn't think about this properly, but I'm gonna put it this way because I want the screen to be a little bit bigger.
Property, women, slaves, animal, cars, land, etc.
In that order is what they're claiming as well.
Well, yeah.
And then also, can you read the next sign next to that?
Yeah. That says it's
Romans
unclear.
Romans
chapter 1.
Yep.
Read your sin of sodomy is
worth of death.
Yeah. And
so these people are now doing these protests, running around the country, being emboldened because Trump is a fucking fascist. And if you don't believe me, we can go all day. I can do a 24-hour stream about how Trump is a fascist, and we can show all of the goddamn proof. And you notice how all the trolls just disappeared all of a sudden because they got scared.
If Stacey's still here, go and read a book from the 80s called The Handmaid's Tale.
And we're going to go over that in a second for
and
sure
you'll
as
see
well.
What America's future is.
Yeah, and so once again,
Faustian fucking state of nonsense, of religion and nonsense. So
now we're gonna go over this, which is, it says, this douche nozzle, women back to the kitchen, abortions illegal, gays back in the closet, interracial marriage banned, illegals pack your bags, trannies back in the asylum. Never mind. He's too stupid. Jesus back in our schools. We are so back. Yeah, no, you guys are a bunch of losers. You guys are a bunch of douche nozzles, and you fucking suck balls, and you all deserve to get your I can't say that on stream, so I'm not gonna.
Well, some states have
But
already
if I ever
history books, haven't they?
Yeah. If I ever saw Nick Fuentes, I probably would go to jail to what I would do to him. And I mean, I'm not gonna sugarcoat that bullshit.
Red puddle.
Dude, all I have to do is hit him once in the fucking face, and he's gonna his whole face is gonna crumble because he's a little fucking snowflake.
You gotta look behind you though, because his mom will be there.
Yeah, that's okay. She's only gonna hit me with her purse. I mean, like, it can't be that bad. I mean, I'm sorry. That is probably sexist. But anyways, so let's go ahead and get to this because we need a palate cleanser, and I hope that you
folks
are still here.
Look at us. We did it against all odds. We pulled it off. And you know what? I couldn't have done it without you. Each and every one of you, my brilliant, very low IQ supporters. I mean, that is a compliment. You guys are the real MVPs here. You got loyalty, the kind that doesn't ask questions or doesn't demand proof. And that's perfect for me. You're the backbone of this nation, my proud, jobless incels, my conspiracy warrior.
Are you listening, trolls? Are you listening to what he's saying? Because this is exactly who you humans are. I am not human. I'm so glad I'm not from this planet.
Folks, look at us. We did it against all odds. We pulled it off. And you know what? I couldn't have done it without you. Each and every one of you, my brilliant, very low IQ supporters. I mean, that is a compliment. You guys are the real MVPs here. You got loyalty, the kind that doesn't ask questions or doesn't demand proof.
I'm pretty sure we have a person who just has all these fucking troll accounts. You're really good at this. But yeah, no, totally. And I'll read this because once again, like, this is fun when we have trolls. I really love trolls. Democrats are sheep. ... They can't let go of the Democrats' brainwash. What are you talking about?
I'm guessing that's another girl as well. Wait and see. Wait and see. That's in January. Wait and see.
All we're showing here.
You'll be eating them words.
And once again, all we're showing here is how dumb Republicans are. We're not talking about
not
Democrat
Republicans,
stuff. We're
MAGA.
really not talking. Yeah, no, we're anti-MAGA for sure. But we're not talking about anything Democrat. We're not talking about the Democrats at all. All we're doing is showing how stupid MAGA is. So that's cute you say that, but that doesn't make sense in what we're doing. So you're cute. Try again. Try one more time. Try. Get better. Get better at trolling. Get better at trolling. That's all I gotta say.
Prove, and that's perfect for me.
And I'm gonna step away for just a millisecond, and I'm gonna let me make sure I'm me. Yeah, okay. And I'm gonna step away for just a second, grab another burr, and then we'll keep crashing on.
Okay.
And if you don't wash your brain, it bounds to get dirty. Duh. I mean, what else are we gonna do with the brain washer that NASA gave us with the paycheck? Anyways, I'm just kidding.
Some young moon.
Oh, Jesus
that brainwashing scheme.
Yeah, that goddamn brainwasher that they gave us from the NASA's and the DOJ, and never mind. Oh my God, you fucking people are idiots. I know they're just trolls, and they're just trying to get at us. That's why it's so much fun.
Oh yeah,
let's crack on.
You're failing visually, by the way.
Yeah, no, of course, because you're not very good trolls. That's all I got to say. Anyways, we had better trolls in 2020. In 2016, we had better trolls.
Trump, of course, they're not very good. I mean, as I say, he's a convicted fucking rapist, 34 count felon, which he won't get away with.
Let's hope not. But anyways, let's crack on. Yeah, poor billionaire. Oh, anyways, let's crack on. Okay, let's crack on.
You're the backbone of this nation, my proud, jobless incels, my conspiracy warriors, my diehard patriots who think books are just coasters. I love you guys. You're exactly the kind of voters who don't need silly things like facts or reality checks. You get it. And together, we're going to make America so great. It looks like the 1800s never left. I mean, let's get into it. I want to begin by thanking one of my largest groups of supporters. Some people might call you incels, but I call you my little alpha males in training. And I've got big plans for you. Big plans. My administration is going to make incels great again. We're bringing back the good jobs for you guys. Real good jobs for the incels. You get to go into the coal mines. Coal, of course, beautiful, beautiful coal. I'm thinking of creating jobs in even older industries, like maybe candle making could be big.
This is what you all voted for. And like literally, this is what he's talking about. Is going back to the fucking 1800s, the fucking 1600s.
In 2016, it was Make America Great Again.
Yeah.
He failed fucking dismally. He did. And then Biden come along. He created a fucking stable economy, jobs, all of that shit. You know what he's done.
Yeah, and we all said the only thing
why
that
do you
sucks,
need to make America great again? Why are you still going on this rhetoric? It's
really
bullshit now because
really
it's been
it is
proven wrong.
Really, it is keep me out of jail again. That's really what he.
That's all it is. It's all keep me out of jail. That's all it is.
Yeah, executively. So, anyways,
he don't care about the people. Of course he doesn't.
No,
Donald Trump. He's never cared about grabbing by the pussies or whatever. You can do that when you're famous.
You can do whatever you want when you're famous. They just let you do it because they're so scared to go to the police. Because if you do it if he does it so nonchalantly to her, then everybody thinks that it happens, and that's what you do. It's just like the casting couch. It's just like the casting couch.
Women. There's hundreds of women come forward since over the years that he has abused. He was friends with Jeffrey Epstein, probably the most famous pedophile on planet Earth.
We have so much documentation that he was around him.
Plane.
He has his plane right now that he flies in. Anyways, let's crack on. No, I know. So let's palate cleanse with this for a second and then get into a little bit more.
And where the fucking idiot?
Oh, horseshoes. Maybe a stick whittling factory.
Yeah. They all run away, and then as soon as we say "Where are you, trolls?" then this person is going to pick up a new account and then try to say something stupid that doesn't make sense. And hey, pragmatic, welcome.
And carry on.
Well, thank you very much for putting that link in there. You're awesome. Every time you come in here, you're amazing. So welcome and enjoy.
The incels are going to love it. They're going to have the best jobs making horseshoes and whittling sticks. We're bringing it all back, folks, because that's what we do. We go backwards. We don't go forwards. Forwards is overrated, right? Let's talk about the future of women. You know, I've been reading a lot lately. Well, many people have for me, and I hear we're headed towards what they call a handmade tale future. And listen, I don't know what that is, but I like the sound of it. I mean, I'd be the commander, folks. You'd all love it, ladies. Say goodbye to those pesky rights. You don't need those or want those anyways. And let's face it, you never wanted them. I'm here to help you stay home, stay modest, stay quiet. We're looking into getting you guys burkas and
and head coverings and
Can I quickly say, I
Jesus
don't
Christ.
think America will become that
Yeah.
handmaid's tale dystopian fucking nightmare, but the government will be heavily fucking religious. Christianity, deep in that shit.
Luckily, we have enough fail safes, let's put it that way, so that we can't 100% go back. But the thing is what he's trying to do right now, while the Senate, I think, is in recess, he's trying to fucking force certain people in, like he just did with the fucking border czar. That is like, hey, if grandma is there and she's illegal, we're fucking deporting her too. What are you talking about? I thought you fuckers were saying you were only going to deport. We are obviously knew this was fucking fake, but like, I thought you idiots were only going to deport the bad people. No, they want to deport everybody because that's how anti-America works. What are you talking about? Like, how does the world work if we just? I can't. Okay. Anyways.
I mean, it's a rhetoric. Like Nick Fuentes says, "Hey, men win again." What sort of fucking boast is that?
Yeah, no, it's what a fucking child does. That's what I said.
What a bellend.
And he's never had sex. He's never been in a relationship. He's never been married. Doesn't have kids. And that's what you think that you should have done, you dumb cunt, like literally. But again, he said it's gay to have sex with a woman. So he actually probably gets bent over every night and lets some fucking dude fuck him in the ass because he's like, at least I'm not getting fucked by a woman. Because then I don't know. I don't know.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah, and of course the trolls keep leaving Exactsimile Hive because people like us, they don't know what to do with. And that was amazing. Thank you for posting that comment, because I believe that helped them both, because they don't know what to do when we talk about reality. Like I said, I'm a tattoo-faced sword swallower. What are these idiots that come in here pretending to be trolls or that think they're going to troll us gonna do when they hear that? They have no idea. They just blew their mind and they're just gonna fucking leave. So yeah. All right, let's get to the next thingy bobbers for the heck of it. So let's see, what's the next thingies? We already went over that. Let's see. Let me see what we want to go to next. Okay, let's do the a couple of the Trumpanites that did ballot.
A postal worker, now one of
whatever, and there, of course, were Republican. And this lady, just listen to this lady, one of the ladies. Oh my Jesus
Two women
Christ.
arrested in Mesa County. They're accused of forging signatures on more than a dozen ballots.
9 News Political reporter Marshall Zellinger is
Let
here.
me know what that
this
is.
was big news last month when 3 of those ballots were accepted and counted despite the fact the signatures were forged.
Yeah, at the time, Colorado's Democratic Secretary of State, Jenna Griswold, said that 12 ballots were turned in, but then 3 of them slipped through after being reviewed by human eyes, and those ballots were...
And actually, now that those ballots were counted, they can't uncount them to some extent for some weird. I don't know. But anyways, let's crack on to these crazy bitches.
Well, he's a U.S. Postal Service mail carrier, Sally Maxedon. She's on the right. The arrest warrant from law enforcement in Mesa.
What?
Wow.
Say that one more time. Sorry.
I mean, we have people like that in the UK, obviously. But they're normally sleeping in doorways.
Yeah, just wait till you hear what the lady on the left has been charged with already. Just wait. Actually, fuck it. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this because I have not done it in so long because it's a little bit difficult to switch back and forth, but fuck it. Let's go ahead and do it.
There's more. Hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer.
Exact simile. Just wait. Because here
Hey,
we blow. And trolls, where the fuck are you? You all bowed out because you guys are a bunch of fucking pussies. Hey, Jinx, you.
Well, if they're in the background listening, come January,
y'all are fucked.
We'll all say we told you so. Simple as that.
We're all fucked to some extent.
Well, the thing you got to remember is, Slim, is Trump only works when his ego is stroked. He needs to be stroked, and he needs to be said, "Oh, you're beautiful. Your head of straw is wonderful," and all this shit. You're not fat. You're thin, and all. And that's Trump. If you diss him, then so as long as his ego is stroked, everything be good. It will be, and he's got enough fucking ass kisses. He's got enough lips on that fucking orange arse of his to keep him happy.
One of the
care about the people. He just wants to stay out of jail.
Yeah, and one of the major things that we saw with his last presidency is he did not do like anything, even if it was negative or positive.
He didn't build a wall.
He barely, exactly. So even though he had all these plans. Even though he had all these plans to get elected, he's going to sit on his ass because all he did this for was to not go to prison. And he may still spend 4 years in.
Yeah, but the 45th presidency had him down as the worst president in history. Perhaps he may surprise everyone and say, fuck all this 2025. I want to be seen as a fucking good man when I die, which is not longer. I doubt it's
He's almost there. He's almost there.
He lives off burgers and pizzas and KFC.
He's literally 1 foot in the grave.
Maybe he will, because he loves his ego being stroked. He wants to go out a good guy. And maybe he may fuck all these people out. I doubt it.
Yeah. So, Carrie, thank you very much for putting this list together. Yes, everybody go and look up these names so far. We're going to go over a couple of them before we end, but let's crack on to this next thing, which is...
more victims. Vicky Stewart on the left is a U.S. Postal Service mail carrier. Sally Maxedon, she's on the right. The arrest warrant from law enforcement in Mesa County describes Stewart filling in to deliver mail when ballots were being delivered. Maxedon told investigators that these two came up with a plan to, quote unquote, test the voting signature system. The stolen ballots returned with forged signatures were along the same mail route. According to the warrant, Maxedon, who is not the mail carrier, she told investigators that she filled out the stolen ballots and forged the voter signatures on the envelopes. Well, when a ballot envelope is run through the ballot sorting machine like this one in Jefferson County, the machine takes an image of the signature on the envelope and compares the signature to the last signature sent in by the voter. If there's a question, human election workers compare the signatures.
So then it goes to the next process if there is a question, just reiterating it.
Flagged by the computer last month, a human election worker allowed 3 to continue through the process to be counted. The other ballots were held to the side until the voter actually confirmed that they sent the ballot in. The 2 that have been...
So they let a couple through, and then they were flagged after the first 3 went through, I guess. But let's see. I think totally should talk about her previous charges.
Are charged with identity theft, forgery, and an attempt to influence a public servant. Again, according to the arrest warrant, one of them admitted to voter fraud to try to test voter fraud.
Yeah, there's a way to actually do that. You can get into the system and become a thing, and you can ask to test certain ways and shapes and forms legally, right?
I'm sure this voter fraud goes on all over the world.
And I don't know around the rest of the world, and I'm sure in other countries it's way larger. right now in the
Well,
Americas.
here-
And give me just a couple more seconds.
Yeah.
Because this is a thing that is happening right now with the left.
Mm-hmm.
People are claiming that Elon Musk's Starlink systems changed ballots.
Yeah, well, that's just conspiracy.
Yeah, and that's not how these things work. Once again, if you want to test the system and you want to be involved in the system, go be in the system, you dumb cunt. Don't just test it on your own. You want to know why? Because then you're going to go to federal prison, you idiot. Fucking mail fraud is fucking federal, you twat. But I hope they go over what her other charge. Go ahead right quick.
Yeah, my theory on Elon Musk is, I'm sure he set out to mean well in his old days, but he don't become the richest man on earth without pulling a few fucking wrong uns. And I think he's got so involved with Trump is he actually spent billions on Twitter just to turn it into a fucking nightmare. No one goes on there anymore.
Yeah,
just so he can be pardoned for something. And I know they brought a case forward of his in Pennsylvania of Elon Musk where he's done wrong, and it will be. And over here, voter, you register to vote, you get sent a card that you can vote. You go there, they take your name, they take your address. They don't. You go into a cubicle as you do over there.
Do you have to show an ID?
You not all the time. Some you do, but no, not all the time. If you got the card, it doesn't matter. It's one vote.
Yeah.
No one in Britain has gone round nicking these cards for everyone so they can vote for the wrong person. It goes in your mailbox. It goes through your letterbox, so it's in your house. You pick it up. You take it to the voting centre. They tick you off. They tick your name off. That's you. Then you go to the voting booth. You click on it. You tick on whatever. And you post it, and that's probably the best way. We do have mail-in ballots as well.
Okay, can I ask one question? Do you have to do a signature thingy, Mabobber, at any point in time?
Yeah, you sign a bit of paper that you, but that's about it. That's it.
Sure.
We're not well. America isn't riddled with voter fraud either. It's not. There's certain different little frauds, but it's so small. It doesn't. It's got nothing.
Just like here, and just what happened this time, and what happened last time in the 2020.
It was Trump that made this thing this mass photo fraud because he fucking lost.
And there was only let's just say 200,000 blahs. That does not make it so that it fucking made him win. You know what I'm saying? So even if there was a small amount of it, which is nil, and we really don't have that much proof of it other than Republicans doing it against the other side. Anyways, hey, Al.
When he first ran in 2016, they had that debate with Hillary Clinton. She basically stated what Trump is like, and it's fact. He will never admit loss. He will always say it's wrong, it's fraud, it's this, it's rigged against me.
And then everything's against him because he's a rich billionaire that nobody has ever told him no. So I mean, he was born with $600 million that he was given.
Even though he was convicted, he cheated in the 2006. No one would have voted for him if he hadn't paid off all that hush money.
Yeah, well, and then what happened this time is Russia paid a bunch of people off, but I don't have enough information to say anything about that.
You need to answer to Russia. Apparently, Putin's saying you need to answer to us now.
Yeah, but you know what he fucking yeah, but you know what the Russian public television fucking program did is show nudes of Ivanka fucking like, oh my Jesus. Okay,
because Trump come on TV and said, I've had a word with Putin. This was only was it day before yesterday? Trump said, I don't wait for you. I've given some strong words and this and that, this and that. And Putin has just basically said, fuck you, Trump. He said there was no phone call, and now he's just posting pictures of of Melania and her naked model work or whatever she did back there in the day.
Yeah, totally.
She probably had a ropey face back in the day as well. She always looks like someone's got a shovel full of shit and put it in front of her nose.
Yeah,
She's got that
and
face where she doesn't want to sniff it. Like, no,
and
that's face to me.
She has not kissed him on the mouth in public for how long?
I thought she's ever kissed him on the mouth.
I think it was in the beginning of his political career. I think she was doing it, and then now it has been a long time since then. And yes, totally.
Keeps reading their fucking what a get out clause. What do they call their marriage get out clause? Prenuptial agreements.
Yes, and she kept updating it. She kept updating it. She asked for more money.
Praise on her knees at the end of the bed and say, "Why won't you fucking die, you orange cunt?" That's probably Melania's life.
What it's like every 6 months she has it redone, and so she gets some more money out of him.
Yeah, and now she has to go in the White House again and do Christmas and put her with JD Vance fucking the couch.
Do you think she's gonna do that?
Of all the couches.
I feel like she's not gonna actually be there. Like I feel like she'll be the first presidential wife that doesn't do any of that. I think she's gonna be completely fucking MIA. She's not gonna do any of that shit. She's fucking completely done with this shit. Because unless she can get paid $250,000 to do a fucking interview, that's what CNN said that she asked for. Anyways, let's crack on. Let's crack on.
Sell. Fuck it. That cunt would sell.
So obviously they committed, if in fact this is true, they would have committed a
all of them would. That's the problem with rich
crime
people.
to prove that there's a crime being committed.
Sure, like if those three that got through, if what is in the arrest warrant is accurate, and they said we faked these signatures to see if we could get any through, and 3 got through, are they heroes? No, they perhaps.
And it's Mesa County again.
They still
an alert from the United States Postal employee, but I guess that's their.
Okay. I didn't pick the one that has the one where they talk about. That one lady got caught. With things to make meth, and she also got charged with another crime. So yeah. Let's see. Let's get back into.
Looked like a meth smoker.
No, totally. I'm gonna go to the top, and then we'll see. I really hate listening to RFK Jr. So let's go into the let's go into projects. Let's go. Let's go into Project 2025 right quick.
Banner stuck in the works.
Project.
I know. Yeah. So let's get into this right quick, and then we'll see where we go.
2025. Project 2025.
Project 2025.
Trump's Project 2025. Pennsylvania.
So what is Project 2025? What's it got to do with this man, and why are the Democrats so worried about? Here is a deep dive into the 900-page blueprint for government that could, it's claimed, reshape, even destroy American democracy. Here it is, a 920.
Yes, this is what's going to kill America if they can actually impose it. Thanks for all the people that voted for fucking Trump. And you're welcome. You're welcome, all the trolls here. I know it's one person that's just changing their names, but you're welcome, troll, when you realize your life is going to become horrible because of this. Luckily, I'm technically a homeless person. I have nothing invested that I need to be worried about. The only thing I need to do is buy 1,000 t-shirts before the Trump tariffs go into play in January, so I can actually have merchandise for the rest of the year.
Whether you love Mr. Troll, whether you love Jeebus or not, Project 25, well, I know it's Christian nationalism will fuck you up. It will fuck everyone up.
It's Yeah, it's evangelical.
I don't
And
think
it's just
any of
make
this will
it's this literally is to make the 1% richer and get more power. That's all that this does is get the 1%
The
more
churches
power.
get more power, yeah.
Well, and that too, but the people who run those large mega churches are the 1% at this point in time in the Americas.
It's written by an influential conservative think tank, the Heritage Foundation, and it lays out policy proposals should a Republican candidate win this November. And that Republican candidate would.
But it says Trump's name like 300 times in this goddamn 900 pages.
Be one Donald Trump. Let's begin with the background. Project 2025 dates back to 1973. That's when the Heritage Foundation, based in Washington, D.C., was founded.
So that's when it started, and the first version of this was the 1974 blah, 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 or something, in which we'll talk about, and we'll go from
Their
there.
mission to mold America into a more Christian, conservative state.
Key here is the idea that the Constitution guarantees liberties for each person to do not what they want, but what they ought.
Yeah, and so it's freedom for me, but not for thee, is the way they see it, because their DNA, their genes, makes them superior comparatively to people that are not of their descendants. Let's put it that way. Let's put it.
Do you know the hypocritical part of this?
I know. No,
I suppose it
the
can
more-
become irony that the Heritage Foundation call themselves the Heritage Foundation. Yeah, it's down to them who are banning history books. Isn't heritage history?
Yeah, well, they only want their heritage.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they think
Yeah.
that their
Noah's
DNA.
Ark and all that
It's just like what's the phrase? The winners are the writers of history, or the history books, something like that, right? So that's what we're going through right now is the people who are doing this, they're going to erase Black history. They're going to erase the early Americas. They don't want the kids to know, so they can grow up, live in a double-wide trailer, and be mad that they have 14 kids with 15 wives. I don't know how that works with those numbers, but anyways, and
Carry on is right. There is lots of ways to make money without being noticed. But the thing is, with the MAGA movement, they're so fucking transparent, and they were blatantly obvious what they were going to do and get up to. That people still voted for them.
Hold on. Speaking of that, Devil, that's part of the not taxing tips plan happens. They were pushing that bartenders, servers, waitresses, and other people in the service industry were supposed to get that. Do you know what that actually does? It makes it so that real estate agents, there's another word for another thing that I can't think of off the top of my head, but then they can start saying that that's a tip, and then they can not get taxed millions of dollars by hiding it. So really, it is just a tax hider for rich. And then also, give me 5 more milliseconds, dog. The other thing about this is there's a clause in there that says that you have to give all your tips to your manager or the owner, and then they get to decide if they get to give them to you, and then how they're divided. So they actually can take away your tips, because now you 100 in certain states you don't have to 100% tell the bar what you made on your dollar tips, because you're supposed to say that in your taxes.
Yeah. Last time I was in America was 98. And back then, waitresses, waiters, whatever you want to call them, the staff that brought you food and looked after you and were polite to you, most of their money came from tips. Then, of course, when Trump said, "Oh no, tips go to the man, it's his tips. He can dish them out the way he wants." Then you brought in a minimum wage then for waitress staffs and waiter staffs, and so anything they got above that was a bonus, which was quite sad, really. That because of these laws that Trump brought in, it was never their bonus, even though they work fucking hard for it, and they do work hard for it.
Of course, obviously.
And it goes to their boss who sits at the bar or sits at the end of the bar drinking beer or whatever the fucking bosses do. I found that a bit shit.
Yes. And everybody say hello to Maya right quick.
Hey, Maya.
And
gorgeous.
she's actually not a Karen. She's actually on our side. But let's track on right quick with this.
According to their understanding of God's law. And that is at the foundation of this entire document. And essentially what this boils down to is a vision of the country that privileges and prioritizes Christians, in particular
of course,
white men
version of Christianity.
Heritage came to prominence when the organization wrote their first.
So their first manifesto, their first Bible was in 1981 when I was born. So 43 years ago, this came into place, and there has been multi versions of this, but they're going to kind of jump over it, and that's fine. But now we're getting back into this. So this has been a anti-immigrant, anti-Jewish, anti-women, anti-freedom of people that do not believe in what our punk asses believe in agenda. That's been going on since 1981. And every time a Republican has came in, they have been trying to push this. Most of the time, they've gotten them to not actually completely invade into Congress and the Senate and stuff. But now we're kind of screwed. But there are safety nets that we do have. So hopefully they will not get in there yet. But let's crack on.
And just quickly for the trolls,
1981.
Quickly for the trolls,
Sure,
who were
just
obviously
go ahead.
religious bobbleheads. For
They're
some
gone.
reason. Jesus was brown. He's from the Middle East, remember? He's not white, he's brown. So
yeah, and he actually traveled around to other countries, so he was a migrant himself. But no, just overlook all the things that you don't want to see, because you want to whitewash and you want to make all of the things that you read in the Bible fit your narrative to make it so that you can oppress people. Keep doing that, Christians. That's amazing how you do that. When Jesus said that he is anti all of those things, he went in to the churches and places that they were doing betting and they were taking money, and he flipped over the tables because he was anti-establishment. You fuckers want to be establishment, you cunts.
And remember, all around the world, there's over 2,000 people who say they are Jesus. Of course, they all have cults and compounds and all that shit.
Yeah,
one of them must be wrong. Surely at least one must be wrong. They're not Jesus, are they?
Well, all of them, obviously. It maybe one is right, but that doesn't make any sense because we've gone this long without anything. And you know
over
what?
2,000.
I definitely
top of the range Audis and BMWs, Mercedes, and all shit like that. Of course they do, because they're in it for the fucking money.
And that totally Maya, exactly. Jesus was blonde-haired, blue-eyed Nord from Inner Earth. Exactly.
Yeah, and he was 6'4" inches tall.
Yeah, and he had a huge cock and everywhere.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. That's why he wore a diaper. They couldn't get underpants to fit him.
Yeah.
Couldn't get
you totally blew my joke out of the water. I was gonna say, yes, I have Jesus down there with a huge cock that he is punishing people with, and you blew my thing out of the water. So
but if he was Jewish, why do you have a fucking Mexican name? That's what I want to know.
I have no idea. Well, so the reason why I'm going to claim this and allegedly, but so from what I've come to understand by talking to a bunch of people from Mexico and South America, is they say Jesus like because they want their child to be a person like Jesus was. But it doesn't mean 100% that they're being blasphemous by calling them that. But they say, I would like them to be like him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I always hear when I ask people, why would you call your kid Jesus, which is Jesus? and it's the same difference. But anyways, let's crack on.
By the way, we're not having a go at Jesus as a person or whatever.
No. Jesus, I love all my Jesus friends.
At the Christian nationalists who believe he was this white, 6 foot, blonde-haired, blue-eyed hippie who got nailed to a fucking bit of wood. That's the difference, and he wasn't that. If he existed, he was not that ever.
So I love trolls because they say things that almost make sense, but then they also don't. So it seems like they're a bot. But how are we brainwashed by saying that Jeebus was not white, dumbass? They came from the Middle East. How could they not be olive colored and kinky hair and other things? No, we're telling you the truth, you dumb cunt. We're actually quoting the Bible, you idiot. And we're not. Go ahead. Just tell me how we're.
Jesus was. Don't forget, he was an enemy of the state.
Yeah, no, he flipped over
how
the
could he
fucking
hide
gambling
for so
tables.
long, being white, 6'4"? Because they say the tall guy, are you Jesus? The guy that towers above every other human being on planet Earth, are you Jesus? And you're white. Yeah, no, he was probably 5 foot, and he was probably 5 foot and brown.
And
probably
and
looked
really
like a fucking Muslim.
And really quick, Joshua, say something original, and then I believe you're actual human. I believe you're just a goddamn bot, some way, shape, or form from Russia or China. I don't know. No, hold on. Shh.
Go on.
I'm trying to goat them. This is where fishing. This is how we fish. Shh. Say something original and prove to me you're not a bot. But let's crack on more with this.
Called it a mandate for leadership. Essentially, it aimed to roll back the state and unleash free market capitalism. President Ronald Reagan liked the idea so much that he gave a copy to each member of his cabinet to review.
And this is the beginning of the end, technically.
Foundation claims that among the 2,000 proposals, about 60% of them were implemented by the end of President Reagan's first year in office.
It's no exaggeration.
The trickle down, the anti-drug, the couple other things they did was the beginning of the end of capitalism because they use it in the wrong way.
To say that you've more.
Which I don't think any straight form of any governmental system is the best way. I think there needs to be a mixture of them.
I think Ronald Reagan was probably the last true good Republican leader.
Yes, but that's when they begin implementing the say no to drugs and a couple other things. And they implemented taking down the free market. But anyways, let's crack. Let's crack.
40 for him now. We have to deal with Margaret Thatcher.
Well, of course, and that twat. But anyways.
Tonight, I thank you. Heritage thanks you. And so does the conservative movement.
The Heritage Foundation has
and Heritage thanks you.
published a mandate for leadership every election cycle for the past 40 years.
Yeah, so the last 40 years, they've given out this manual.
So what makes this one different? For the other side, for the Democrats, the language in this document is alarming because they think the policies have a dangerous undercurrent. Innocuous policies like the call to restore the family as the center of American life would undermine freedoms, they worry. The document blames...
Yeah, and so now there's no LGBTQ or whatever families. They just want it to be
stroking
nuclear.
U.S. decline on pornography.
And then no pornography, race theory, gender ideology, the Great Awakening. They want to. All of this stuff is just. This is all Nazi stuff. They want to take away porn. They're literally
it's basically biblical stuff. It's all
it's all evangelical stuff.
Yes.
Okay, so let's.
This is why a lot of people, a lot of these Christians go fucking mental and shoot up schools and things like that and say Satan told me to do it or God told me to do it. Because if you suppress or oppress, which it was basically oppressed by the church, such a natural instinct as sex, then it's going to drive everyone fucking. It can drive anyone mad and wild. Of course it will. You suppress such a basic instinct like that, anyone will become fucking crazy. Why do you think fucking these teenage boys, as soon as they realise you can never get the fuckers out of the bathroom? It's just the way it is. I don't want to bring my son into it, but you know, pulling up these fucking tissues that stand on end and socks that have got a fucking hardness consistency of a fucking diamond that are tucked under their fucking sheets and things like that. You find these little porno mags, which is just all hair, by the way, because they get these old ones off their mates, that their mates get off their fathers, and all that shit. And it's all hair and happy trails, but these kids don't care. You know, they want to have sex, and that's just natural. That's a normal instinct through adolescence. That's just the way it is. I apologize.
And we need avenues we need avenues for them to get ways to express that other than being told that they can control a woman's body and that they get the right to R them because they wore too short of a skirt, which is what's happening. But anyways, let's crack on with this.
What are you doing in there, son? I'm doing my hair, Dad, but you're bald like me, you little fucker. Get out.
Yes, exactly. Emily.
All that shit.
So Steve Bannon said this, which is what we're doing is they admit it all. But I think that when you get into the issue, I can't do Steve Bannon. I'm sorry. The issue of personnel and staffing. I think that it's going to be another battle where the power of this audience is really going to need to be on full display and in full force, right? You're already sort of starting to see the divergence of different camps on how they want to handle what will, I think, be essential for the first flashpoint of the Trump administration, which
what do you call them guys that ride the trains in America? Is it a hobo or vagrant?
Yeah, sure. I think it's a train hopper, but hobo sure is probably. But anyways,
Steve Bannon just reminds me of one of them guys.
Totally, but he has money in his family, and that's why he's not one. Anyways, Winter called mass deportation critical to the MAGA agenda, but worried that some Republicans wanted to focus in on the gang members, violent criminals, instead of a broader systematic removal of sort of an invasion of people, which is just normal humans that have been here for a gazillion years. Anyways, and I think that the right there gives us this audience, this show, to sort of stand in the breach. So we're not just removing criminals. We're removing a monolith, a group of people who really are the antithesis of the populist agenda that undergirds the MAGA movement. So they want to deport all people. And at some point, let me see where I get to, if they want to bring in stormtroopers, or they call them something close to that, a shock troops. They want to bring in.
So Hitler had the stormtroopers, didn't he?
Yeah, and so it's the same difference.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Let's see. What did I? Sure. Let's watch this right quick, and then maybe I don't know. We'll see. Just look at
what the Republican Party looks like now. And Kaylee, it's a multiracial party, to your point. It's working class.
and maybe it's the future. I mean, it's Elon Musk. It is Joe Rogan and podcast.
Okay, listen to what happens. As soon as he says it will be, or it could be this person. Listen.
It's a multiracial party, to your point. It's working class, and maybe it's the future. I mean, it's Elon Musk. It is Joe Rogan. And
oh Lord, he literally just says it out loud.
Joe
So
Rogan.
let's get
Elon Musk
into.
basically got his money because he sold.
Well, it was Elon.
Well, no,
Yeah.
go on. But when he said Joe Rogan, that was just hilarious. Joe fucking Rogan.
Let's get into Trump's son being all coked out and talking about what?
Don Jr.
The media runs right away. It's Russian disinformation. There's literally zero evidence that it's Russian disinformation. The director of national intelligence said it. And by the way, more importantly, the FBI said it. And I don't say that because I think the FBI has more.
How much crack or how much meth? How much coke did you do? Did you literally? Did you hold on, dude? I know, but did you literally take an enema of coke before you did this, dude? Seriously. Lay off the coke before you do interviews, dumb cunt. Like take a break. Sleep the night before you do certain interviews, you idiot. This is, and I did speed this up a little bit, but anyways, still.
More credibility. I say that because it's pretty clear that the FBI has done whatever they possibly could to hurt Donald Trump. So if they're even coming out and saying this, meaning the upper level.
So how did he win, and why did everybody agree to him winning, you dumb cunt? Look at how coked out he is. Look at his fucking eyeballs. He's so coked out. If you've never seen anybody who's coked out, that is somebody who is goddamn motherfucking coked out. All right.
And he's part of your. He's going to be part of your government. And what he said, he made a video against Zelensky. Said, "Oh, get you sort not having any money," or whatever he did against Zelensky of Ukraine. I mean, what sort of diplomat? Because if you work for the government, you're basically a diplomat, yeah? What sort of diplomat says shit like that? Only fucking a MAGA diplomat. And I hope... I'm pretty sure all of these ones will end up in jail at some point.
Well, all of his other people did... So why would not the rest of them? But anyways, he's a diplomat. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're going to I'm gonna let I think he's gonna say this. I'm gonna let him say it.
I like this guy.
Yeah. He's awesome. We're gonna promote his channel in just a second. I know Brainless isn't here, but if somebody could share Adam Mockler's channel in the side chat, please do that. And I know that he doesn't need help, but we all need to keep supporting each other. We all need to keep
the Such network as well.
Yeah. So
I'm going to channel,
I'm going to step away for a second. I need to use the loo, and then I need to grab another burr. But let him. I believe he's going to read this out loud and or just talk about it. They'll give you more information than my punk ass can give you. So I will be right back.
Here we go, folks. We already have multiple complaints from Trump voters about the negative downstream effects of Donald Trump's proposed tariff policies. Number one, they don't even know what tariffs are. Number two, they are just now realizing that tariffs are paid by American manufacturers. And number three, they are not happy. So, of course, Trump does not take office for 74 more days. But when we live in a free market, capitalistic society like America, markets are reactive. Markets are reactive to what is coming up in the future. So companies now know they have to prepare for the potential of tariffs. They now know they need this extra revenue to pay the tariffs. They now know they need more in their stock. And we are seeing the effects play out in real time. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe so we can build this pro-democracy community. And let's jump right in. You know, I want to start off with one of my favorite tweets of all time. And this describes what we're going to be seeing a lot of over the next 4 years. This reads, quote, "I never thought the leopards would eat my face," sobs woman who voted for the leopards eating people's faces party. And it's basically illustrating that people will constantly vote against vote against their own interests, undermine their own health and life just to vote based off of vibes. For example, Example, a few months back, there was a woman telling me that she needed healthcare for her autistic son. She needed therapy for her autistic son, but she didn't have access. And I talked to her. I said, do you think the government should be able to provide a bare minimum level of healthcare for people in need? And she says, yes. You know what? I can pull up the video before we break down today's topic. These Trump supporters are voting against their own interests.
Tell me what issues are at the top of your mind heading into this election.
I would say Medicare, Medicaid. Our son's on Social Security. He was diagnosed